And let's get on the market street, where the shareholders of Nigerian Exchange Group PLC, formerly known as the Nigerian Stock Exchange today in Abuja, voted in support of the resolutions presented by the group at its 60th annual general meeting. The meeting, which is the first AGM of the group as a demutualized, shareholder-owned, for-profit entity, further to previous shareholders and regulatory approvals, marked a historic moment. The meeting re-elected the retiring non-executive directors. The AGM also saw the election of the members of the Audit Committee and approved the proposed remuneration for the board and non-executive members of the former National Council of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Take a listen to comments by the group chairman of the NGX Group, Abimbola Ogunbadijo, and the group CEO, Oscar Oyema.
The board of directors be and is hereby authorized to establish an employee trust to oversee the administration of the DBP and the ESPP. D, that the board of directors and management be and are hereby authorized to draft relevant rules and policies, take all such actions, execute and deliver all such documents as may be deemed necessary or appropriate for the effective administration of the DBP and ESPP, and to give effect to the foregoing resolutions and to ensure compliance with the extant laws and regulations. With regards to this resolution, we received the following question from VFD Group through its proxy, and I would list them and seriatim and provide the responses received from Messrs. KPMG Professional Services, that is the consultant engaged to assist us with the process following a robust request for proposal exercise. 1. They asked for a detailed framework on how the board of directors intends to establish and operate the deferred bonus plan. Now, the first activity is to obtain AGM approval for the scheme. The second is to draft the scheme rules, document, trust deed, offer and acceptance offer, and the vesting letter. The third is to obtain the Securities Exchange Commission approval of the scheme, set up the employee trust with funding, appoint employee representatives to act as trustees, issue approved shares to the trust and update the shareholder register. The board then approves the holdco and the business units KPIs and targets for the scheme. The board then approves and lists the list of eligible staff and other allocations. They draw up staff communication and an engagement plan and execute. Trust issues offers to eligible staff and obtain executed acceptance letter from them. Book the financials and annualize cost of grants. Track the performance and KPIs across all tiers to determine vesting at the end of each year. You will recall that the AGM and the court-ordered meeting that we had last year authorized the board to process this exercise. So it is this meeting now that is giving us the approval to implement the prior authority that you had given the board. Second question, what is the exact cost implication for the issuance of the 200,419,990 ordinary shares to be issued pursuant to the Employee Share Purchase Plan and the DBP, together the schemes? The cost of shares to be issued, based on the median share price post-demutualization of 23 naira 50 kobo per share, as per our report, the cost of 200 million shares is 4.71 billion naira. This does not consider the discounted price paid by staff for the share purchase plan, which will reduce the outlay over time. If the share purchase by employees is considered, assuming all the available shares are bought up by the staff, the purchase consideration from staff at 20% discount is about 1.9 billion naira. Since part of the shares are paid for, this will reduce the outlay from 4.71 billion to 2.83 billion. Assuming the shares are used up over 6 cycles, the annual cost of the shares will be about 471 million naira. This only relates to the 200 million plus shares. There is a 40% of the annual bonus that is not deferred in shares, which needs to be considered. the immediate portion of the DBP. Based on in the illustration in our report, about 604 million naira will be required annually, out of which 60% is deferred in shares. 40% of this will be about 241 million naira.
Let me start by thanking our stakeholders, the shareholders, for voting overwhelmingly for all of our proposals that were put before them today. We took this opportunity to also present the annual report to them, in which the Exchange Group declared a profit of about 1.8 billion plus, and also indicates a 10% growth in our net asset value to a little under 32 billion naira. That shows a very strong foundation upon which to build as we begin to explore the endless possibilities that the NGX era allows us to do as a result of the demutualization. Our shareholders can expect an agile institution that is positioning itself to be the preferred exchange hub, offering products and services across the entire value chain. So all the different verticals, not just exchange business, but looking at all the other verticals, pre-trade, post-trade, and also looking at geographies outside of Nigeria. So the opportunity is huge, and we expect to capitalize on that as we continue to work in partnership with the government and with other key stakeholders to extract that value and begin to really drive the growth of the Nigerian economy.
Speaking earlier, the group chairman of Nigeria Exchange Group PLC, Abimbola Ogunbanjo, as well as the group CEO, Oscar Oyema of the Exchange.